Hi. I didn't think that was going to work there. It came up with I hit the go live button, and then it came up with your request has not been fulfilled, and just a dodgy looking white screen of nothing. So hence why I was looking a little bit confuddled when the screen opened there. Right, welcome, masterclass. We are Wednesday live at 5. Who's with me on said masterclass live? Give me a wee hashtag if you're here with me. Give me a hashtag replay if you're catching me on replay. So yes, so just a little head funk update. I did my National Trust thing today with my little boy. We went on a mini beasts event, and it was wonderful. I learned a fascinating fact about millipedes. So if anybody has children that like little bugs, did you know that millipedes smell terrible to repel predators? So how do we know this? Well, we had to go and find some mini beasts. So we found some millipedes, and we found some spiders, and we found some slaters. And we put them in a wee glass jar with a magnifying glass, and how do we nosy and all the rest of it. And then if you have a sniff of the millipedes in the jar, they are honking. Honking. So yeah, there you go. There you go. There's some beastie education for you live this Wednesday. Right, okay, enough of that. So tonight I wanted to talk about how do we navigate holidays. How do we this can be any holiday. It doesn't have to be summer, but given it is the summer holidays for most people, and a lot of people are heading off abroad over the next week or so, thought it might be quite a good time to do it. Holiday food navigation. This is one of these things that we have a lot of women go on a mad crash diet before holidays, and that's not like, if that is you, that needs to change, because what definitely happens, what maybe didn't happen as much when you were older, younger, that happens now. Crash dieting before an event. Yeah, you're going to lose a few pounds on scales, but what happens is when we go back to normal, oh, I can't wait to be on holiday so I can eat what I want, that is going to guarantee quite a hefty weight increase on the scales. And then the knock-on impacts of that are another kick to the gut of, oh God, why can't I just keep this off? What is wrong with me? I'm broken. This is awful, blah, 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 blah. Because what tends to happen is we tend to then make worse choices because we've starved ourselves. Make worse choices in the early part of a holiday because we've been champing at the bit for this time to come. So like we get to the airport, and if you're in Scotland, it is absolutely mandatory to have a pint of Tennent's. For those of you that aren't in Scotland, Tennent's is it's like the Scottish equivalent of Carling, so it's just piss water, cat piss lager, but it's a mandatory part of going on holiday for us. But what you might do is, if you've been going hungry or doing the whole no carbs before marbs diet, get to the airport, sinking 3 pints of lager and an entire pizza from Frankie and Benny's ain't really going to serve you. Okay, so first of all, you're going to get on that plane and you're going to balloon. True story, it happens. And there's nothing worse than sitting on a plane feeling the bloating happening. It's not attractive. It's really not nice. And because you've had quite a lot of salt, your ankles tends to swell, your face gets puffy. You get off the other side, you're like, oh my God, I have just dieted for 4 weeks and felt really amazing getting on the plane. Now I feel like shit and I'm all puffy, right? So that does happen, right? So the goal is for that to not happen. The goal is to be able to have a lifestyle that supports you being at the weight that you want to be all year round before you go on holiday, so you don't have to do anything drastic. So then when you get on the plane and you're doing your thing and you're on holiday and you're eating the things that you know that are going to serve you, yeah, we have to be very open to saying, right, okay, well, I'm not going to continue losing weight on holiday. I might even gain a few pounds. But if we gain a few pounds and we are expecting it, we are open to it, and we know it's going to happen because we're doing things differently. But if you've got that solid lifestyle in place, when you come back, it just falls off because you go back, you're in your normal habits, you're in your normal environment, and it doesn't become this battle of wits. Like it sometimes does feel like that, doesn't it? This battle of wits of going, oh my God, I've come back from holiday and I'm like 1.5 stone heavier. And it does happen. So yes, obviously the goal is to have that sustainable lifestyle. Unless you've had time to put that in place before you go, that's going to be absolute nonsense and irrelevant to you. Okay, so here, like that's my first recommendation is if you do not have that in place, get that in place soon. Because honestly, life becomes so much less stressful when you can rely on your habits and patterns rather than having to rely on willpower or crazy no carbs before marbs or doing the Michael Mosley 800 calorie a day diet, which do not do that. Do not do that. It's so bad for you. Don't do it. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant there, wasn't it? Right, so first recommendation is actually when you come back from holiday, go back to basics. Do you want to be in that place again where you're feeling out of control, you're feeling you don't know how to have your body where you want it in the first place? Get that sorted. Secondly, though, I just want to give you some really handy things that you can implement while you are on holiday that's going to make it not as shocking a change in your body. All right. So the first thing, and anybody that knows me will just dunk their head. It's not nothing to do with eggs, Clara. I can see you there. I'm waiting for Clara to make a comment about eggs. Nothing about eggs. Water. Like seriously, like you're gonna probably be drinking more alcohol than normal. You know, if you're like me on holiday, you are. If you're not like me, I applaud you. But water is going to be your savior because you're going to be, if your chances are you're going somewhere hotter as well, so you're going to sweat more, you're going to be drinking more alcohol, you're probably going to be drinking and eating foods that are like more sugary, saltier, etc., etc. So make sure if you can commit one thing is just drinking 3 litres of water a day. And yes, you might piss for Britain, but that's okay. All right, the steps will do you good. There you go. Two for one right there. So that's the first thing. Keep your water and hydration levels high. Being dehydrated on holiday because of terrible food, not enough water, excess heat, you're just going to have a miserable time. It's not, you're just going to feel, you know, that way, for those of you that do stay quite hydrated, you know, that way you get in the afternoon if you haven't had a drink enough water and you start feeling like, you start doing that nodding head thing because you're so tired. That's not like holidays shouldn't be about that. I'm just wasting it away feeling like can't be bothered. So yeah, that's my number one tip. Number two, I'm not going to say don't drink. That's ridiculous. Just be mindful of what you're drinking. So if you have a really heavy night one day, try and rein it in the next. You know, give your liver a little bit of a chance to recover. Fat gain, if we're drinking a lot, or well, if we're drinking more than the recommended amount, which is 14 units a week for us, girls, if you're drinking more than that, you will find it harder to lose fat long term because our body is so focused on burning off that energy. That's what it's metabolizing first is the alcohol rather than fat. Okay, so that's you're gonna find you're gonna stay puffier for longer. Okay. Third one, don't skip meals unless you're already used to skipping meals. Okay, so what I mean by that is don't suddenly go, I'm just not going to have lunch today or I'm just not going to have breakfast today, blah, 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 blah. But a good tactic to use, and this is one that I really like to use, and I know a few of our clients have implemented this over their holidays, is I always, if I know I'm going out for a dinner or a lunch, I'm going out for dinner or lunch and I'm not going to just sit and pick at iceberg lettuce and tomatoes. I'm going to have something nice that's going to make me feel good. But that means for the other meals, I'm going to have things that are maybe a little bit lighter. So if I know that I'm going out for dinner, I'll maybe have some fruit or some yogurt or some eggs. I didn't actually realise I was going to bring eggs into the equation. I'm sorry, Clara. But something that I know is going to be nutritionally sound and is really going to help me and serve me and make me feel good. And as you move into a place where you have good, solid nutritional habits, you will naturally start veering towards things that make you feel good. Like a croissant, yeah, tastes delicious. 3 croissants, yeah, it tastes delicious. But I know in an hour, 2 hours, I'm not going to feel good at all. So you do start veering towards those kind of things. So that's quite an interesting one. So, you know, have a little bit of savvy around your planning. Yeah, there will be some days that you'll eat breakfast, lunch and dinner and it will be utterly disgusting food laden with calories and whatnot. And that's fine, but don't make it every day. Don't make it every day because, you know, you know what's going to happen in the long term. If you're in all-inclusive, for example, I don't particularly love all-inclusives. But if you're in an all-inclusive, you have lots of options. There's pretty much always an omelette station. There's pretty much always yogurt and fruit. There's pretty much always going to be oats and all. Actually, I don't think I can bring myself to eat porridge when it's hot. I don't think I could do that. When we were in Vegas there, we went to one of the big buffet brunches. And there was like hot, steaming, creamy porridge. I'm like that. It's 42 degrees out there. There is nothing attractive about that at all right now. To be fair, Archie had pizza for his breakfast and noodles and what else did he have? Pancakes. So yeah, I'm teaching him all the skills there. There will be days like that, but just be mindful that eating like that for an extended period of time, you're going to have really shit digestive issues. You're going to literally have shit digestive issues. You're going to start notice it in your skin. You're definitely going to notice it in your energy levels, and you definitely will notice it in your body as well. Okay. And actually, this is quite an interesting comment now. I think this was a lady called Lisa, could have her names wrong, who had, was it Claire? She'd made a comment in this group actually the other day, which made me go, oh my God, that's it in a nutshell. Yes, not everybody, but a lot of women want to change. They want their bodies to look different. They want to feel different. They want to feel better, happier, healthier. But on the same side, they're quite happy with how life is. They're quite happy with, their current habits. Like, they like maybe eating a bit shit, they maybe like drinking a bit too much, they maybe like not exercising. But those two things don't marry up. So if you want this, something here has to change. And if you're not prepared for something here, then you have to accept that nothing's going to change. So I thought that was quite interesting. But it doesn't mean it has to be a life of salad and dust and leaves. Absolutely not at all. I just sat and told you that there was lots of pizza on our brunch breakfast. So you can marry the two together when you know how. Okay, so it's important to know that, have the confidence in yourself that it doesn't have to be a life of air and dust and leaves versus a life of gluttony. It's not one extreme or the other. There is a very happy middle ground that is easy. It is easy. I want you to know that. It's easy. Right, so there, what did I say? So what have I done? I've done water. I've done picking your battles. Not battles, don't want to use food like a battle, but picking your meals, knowing in advance where you're going, what you're going to be eating, da, da, da. Tip number 3 is using your eyes and your hands to determine the volume of food that you should be eating. So picking meals based around a protein source is a really easy place to start. Really easy place. So, think like a steak, for example, or something chicken based or something lentil based if you're a non-meat eater, and having that as your basis. And then going, okay, right, so I know that I need to eat at least a palm-sized amount of protein per meal. That's good to go. Looking at your fruit and veg intake. So I always say, look, as much veg as you can handle, but a portion size, you want to have 2 cupped handfuls of fruit and veg. Where's my camera? Claw hands there, that's weird. And you don't want to have a huge amount of carbohydrates, but you want to have carbohydrates. And a normal size portion would be like it's a cupped hand of carbohydrates, 2 fist-size amounts of veggies, 2 fist-size, 1 cupped hand of carbs. So that's actually, when you look at that, I'd say that was rice, cooked and plated. That's a good amount of rice, that's a good amount of pasta, and that's a good amount of potatoes. Obviously, when you go away, you're in different places, you might have local delicacies that might be all mixed up and whatnot. That's fine. Just visualize it all separated and go, okay, well, that'll do. And chances are, if you're going to the US, your portion sizes are going to be heaps bigger. Top tip, order from the kids menu. They don't even quit. They'll say, oh, it's for 12 and under. And you just kind of go, I'm British. Don't eat them. Don't eat them out here. So order from the kids menu if you can. You're going to have a normal size portion. You're not going to have this massive eyes bigger than your belly moment. So that's a good handy tip. Clara is a queen at this one. when you go to a restaurant, immediately ask for a side plate. Sit down. When they're bringing out your main, ask for a side plate at the same time. Cut your meal in half, put half of it on the side plate. What happens when we have a plate full of food, a lot of us are predisposed culturally, socially, from our upbringings to clear our plates. That's what has been instilled in us since we were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? You must eat your dinner. There's starving children in Africa. You must clear your plate, right? You don't need to clear your plate. You need to actually start practicing to eating to the point of your being satisfied. That if you're going on holiday next week, you're not going to have a chance to really do that. Can be quite a hard thing to gel with. But halving your portion sizes straight away takes that visual hunger away. You know, that whole, I must eat all this. And you put it over to one side and eat what's in your plate. And if you are still hungry, and I mean hungry, split that half bit in half again and see how that feels. Okay, and that's a really good way. Most places now, it used to be like maybe 5, 10 years ago, if you asked them to put it in a doggy bag, you'd feel embarrassed. It's not the case now. We ask for doggy bags all the time. So yeah, that's a really good one. And if you want to see Clara's physique, clearly has something to do with it. She has got an awesome physique. So anyway, that's another top tip. Water. Being active. If you're an exerciser already and you maybe exercise 3, 4 times a week, have a real sensible conversation with yourself about how realistic is it for me to continue my workouts the way I do them at home. Okay, so chances are you're not going to be doing 3, 4 heavy, high intensity or long endurance workouts if you're in heat, because it can really, really impact you. But what I would maybe suggest that you do is commit to yourself that you'll maybe do 2 things a week, whether it's a hotel gym workout or it might be a slow trot along the beach. Go early morning though. Don't wait till the evening. Go early morning. And then it's just about keeping moving. You're not trying to get any PRs. You're not trying to make gains. You're just keeping your body moving. A lot of hotels have like yoga and Pilates and aqua aerobics. Aqua aerobics is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. If nothing else, is to watch old dears get really, really competitive about who gets to stand near the hot instructor at the front of the pool. Seriously, make time for it. It's brilliant. We actually had where were we? We were just outside Barcelona before COVID. And it was like a big holiday park, and they had aqua aerobics, and this really attractive guy was teaching the aqua aerobics, and it was all these old dears, like, I'm an old dear, but they were a lot older than me, and they were like battling with each other to get to the front. Oh, it was brilliant. But it was so good. Like, I don't think I particularly had a lot of intensity in that workout, but it was good for a laugh, and I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, so get involved with things like that, even if it's just 1 or 2 a week, just to keep you moving. And a really good place to be. What other top tips? I didn't write enough down, did I? If you're Sarah, you're not one of those old dears. You're still a young dear. A young dear. Well, so you guys will as everything that I say, these are things that work for me and have worked for clients in the past. Everybody might have their own little thing that they've found to work for them. So share it in the comments. What works for you on holiday? Even if it's just like from the before going on holiday, traveling, etc., etc. Oh, when you're traveling, if you're flying, it is quite handy to take your own snacks, and take even your own food if you want. Now you are selling yourself as being an old dear because you're blind. Like taking your own snacks that you know aren't going to bloat you up on the plane. The bloating in the plane has only actually impacted me from that holiday in just outside Barcelona. That was actually really weird. And I don't really have a tendency for getting puffy or bloating, but I really got bloated on that flight, and I was really puffy for a good few days. It was really, really weird. And I'm putting it down to plain food initially. But yeah, certainly it can start to impact us more and more and more as we get older. Um, what else should we be talking about? Before going on holiday, seriously, this whole mindset of I have to lose a stone before holiday and I've got 4 weeks in which to do it. Please, please, when you come back from holiday, please make it a priority to never have to do that again. And the reason for that is crash dieting as you get older is harder, okay? Because we've got more hormone issues to deal with. Our metabolism is slowing down as well. So you might try everything and only lose 3 pounds, which then means when you go on holiday after all that time of trying to be good, it means the weight gain is going to be even greater, and it's then going to be even harder to lose. And if you have 2 holidays a year, for example, that's potentially gaining a stone in a year just because of crash dieting. And the thing we have to remember is crash dieting is such a stress response. So you've heard me talking about cortisol before. Increasing our cortisol levels means our metabolism doesn't work properly, and it means it's much harder to lose fat anyway. So you're actually just doing yourself more damage. So please don't do that. Make that a priority when you come back to sort it out and have that lifestyle with good habits and patterns so that you're changing your behaviour so you don't need to worry about it. So when next time you come round to go on a holiday, you're like, I like where I am and I don't really need to do anything in preparation for holiday. I know all my clothes fit me and I'm good to go. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see what questions we have. Do you have any questions? Get them in the chat box if you do. You might experience hot weather in Anglesey, Helen, but equally you may not. I think it's almost a bit like coming to Scotland for your holidays. You don't know what you're going to get. It could be literally 4 seasons in one day. Sarah, you are not blind. Well, you are a little bit blind, to be fair. You just like to hang out in front of the hot aqua aerobics instructor. Oh dear, that'll be me and you, Sarah, in our 80s. Like, oh, let's just go to Butlins. Don't even think Butlins exist anymore. Let's just go to Butlins and we'll hang about the aqua aerobics with our pool noodle. Oh dear. Oh, I love it. That makes my heart fill with joy. So Sarah is one of our clients, and it's the first year she's going and not having a panic about packing because she has trust in her internal systems now. Yeah, Helen, that's the thing. Like, so this is a complete offshoot. So I don't know if anybody knows, but I've got a caravan parked in my driveway. It's a lovely, well, it's an old caravan, but I love her. And we tend to just go away places sort of like 2.5, 3 hours away from where we are. So we're kind of stuck to Scotland pretty much. But we went away in May. We're going away next month for 3 nights for my birthday. And it is that way of, I could just easily, I would love to be able to just pack a wee tiny hold all for the 3 days, but I can't because I'm going to have to pack waterproof trousers, jeans and shorts and a swimming costume and t-shirts and a jumper. Like, luckily I've got jumpers packed in the caravan now because we need them more often than not. But yeah, it's a bollock. Yeah, Helen, I sometimes take a kettlebell with me on holiday and do things like an AMRAP. So last time I went away, it was 20 kettlebell swings. No, it wasn't. 10 kettlebell swings, 10 press ups, 20 squats. And I just set the timer for 15 minutes and just did that in a sequence. It does get quite boring doing that, but I just moved to different sides of the caravan to get a different view. So you could maybe do something like that if you've got any space to take a wee kettle. I didn't take a particularly heavy one. I think it was only an 8 or 10 kilo one that I took. So if you are traveling in the UK and it's quite easy for you to pack something like that, just take something light, and you can just do a wee 10 minutes. Oh my God, Sarah, that's like, if the ground could open me up just now, I would fall through. I love it. Love it. Helen, Sarah, let me know if you need any ideas for wee things that you can do. Helen, there's a really good website that might work for you. I can't remember the name, so this is not very useful, but you put in what equipment you've got and what kind of format you want, whether you want an every minute on the minute or an AmRap, and it just spits out ideas at you. So it's super easy, and it doesn't feel like sometimes when you program your own workouts in advance, you kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But if it's there right in front of you, then you're kind of like, oh shit, I have to do it because somebody else has told me to. Yeah. Elaine, good question. Where is the best place to buy a kettlebell from? Okay, so ladies who have recently bought kettlebells, pop in the comments where you got yours. Where have I got all of mine from? Aldi. I've got two from Aldi. I've got a couple from Argos, and I've got a couple from a specific like fitness equipment website. They're the heavier ones though, so you probably don't need one of them. They were about 60 quid each, so you probably don't want one of them. But Argos, Aldi, just depends when they're doing a fitness event, I suppose. Decathlon and Sports Direct, sometimes you get them. Oh, that's a good one, Sarah. Centre Parks. Yeah, one or two choices for now. I think that's a really good thing to do. When you're looking at menus in advance, don't stick rigidly, oh, I'm just going to have that. I'm just going to have that, because you know what it's like, part of being able to be healthy is having freedom, food freedom, so you don't have to feel restricted. And if you get to a place and you've decided in your head that you're going to be having the chicken, whatever the chicken is, but you get there and you're like, oh, I really craving red meat, or I really fancy Italian, it's good to have, have that confidence in your back pocket that it's okay to have that, and you know what it is that you're going to have. I like that. Yeah, that's a good idea, Sarah. And I always steal a bit of Dale's plate. I also steal a bite of his sandwich every time he's got a sandwich, and I think that's just kind of long-term relationship love. He always gets really pissed off though. Helen, good girl, I love it, and I would love to see if you can get me a snap of you doing one of your workouts in the rain in your cagoule or something. Hopefully it won't rain for you. I think you guys have got all right weather just now. I love it. I love it. All right. Do we have any more questions? Are we good to go? So I hope that's helped. Remember, the goal is to not be over restricting ourselves so much that when it comes to holiday time it turns into a big binge fest. And we're not on this earth to diet. We are not on this earth to be sacrificing events, family time, fun for being really, really strict. So I don't want anybody feeling like they're missing out, but equally I want everybody to be healthy and thriving and not come back off of holiday feeling like shit. That's not nice either. So, and gin, good kettlebell and gin, love it. Combination of champions. I'm actually, I'll tell us a few of you in here, so I'll tell you just now. You may have heard me talk about some changes that we're making to how we work. So at the moment we are solely one-to-one, and I'm changing so that we're going to have a course, like a live taught group program, which will follow similar with what we do in our one-to-one coaching. And I'm going to have a 4-day challenge that is going to run up to it. So everybody here will be invited to the challenge. It's called Piss Off Perimenopause, right? So I am very excited. It's going to be very fun, and it's going to be very different from the previous challenges that I've run. They've been 5-day challenges, and we're not going to do it that way. I've redesigned the whole thing. But the course, the program that I'm building is a 10-week one. So I need a name, but I need... If somebody picks a really good name, I'll send them obviously a prize, probably a bottle of fizz. But if anybody who is like really good thinking up of snappy titles, I would love for you to get involved. I need a name for a 10-week live coaching program. It's all about learning to eat better. It's all about moving better. It's all about winning at life, becoming the person that we want to be, identity shift, dropping dress sizes, the whole shebang. But yeah, I need a name. The current one-to-one is called Body Balance Blueprint, but I don't want to call it that because that is very much for that one-to-one coaching. I want to call it something different. So yeah, let me know. Honestly, any marketing, or even if you're not even a marketing genius, just let me know some ideas. Make it fun. make it fun. Be your best. BYB. Bring your own bottle. There we go. It's a play on words. But bring your own bottle. Be a whale. Okay, I'm going to be taking notes of these, so I won't be announcing the. I've built the course. I've built the challenge. I've not built all the correspondence round about it, so I'm going to take a wee writing. Be your best. Thanks, Valerie. Be your best. I feel like we want to make it something a bit, in your face. Trying to be, this is actually another learning, I know I'm rambling here, but this is another learning that I've had over this year is for so long, maybe not last year so much, but prior to that, I feel like I was trying to be not me. Because somebody had said to me once, you're a bit much. And that I've done a lot of journaling on this. You're a bit much. And that actually really, really impacted me. And actually thinking back, it really impacted how I did things, how I marketed, how I talked to people. And it's when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, that was really sad that I did that, because I actually teach people to actually just be a bit much. If that's who you are, that's who you are. You've got to be your authentic self, because people know when you're not. So yeah, I could just call it be your best too much. Love it. Okay, I'm off. Have an amazing evening. Let me know how your holidays all go, and I will speak to you later. All right. Love yous. Bye. Bye bye.